How's it going, y'all? My name is Aiden Anderson, and this is the Moscow Minutes. I'll be bringing you a breakdown of the Moscow City Council meeting from June 27th, 2022. There was one main item from this night's meeting, and that was a plan study of the city's water reclamation facility. So, let's get into it. The City of Moscow's water reclamation facilities is one of the largest investments the City of Moscow has made. The original facility was constructed in 1918, a new one was constructed in 1938, and improvements have been made to the facility every 20 years or so since then. Tonight's meeting was about a plan study which the city engaged the services of JUB engineers to create. And this plan study essentially looked at infrastructure needs, regulatory changes, and growth patterns to determine what changes needed to be made to the facility going into the future. The study presentation was essentially broken down into four main sections, dealing with assumed growth, facility process capacity, general improvements, and temperature, along with a summary of the phases of improvements to be rolled out over the next 20 years. In the assumed growth section, they talked about local population increases and how those might impact the functioning of the facility. In the process capacity summary, they talked about bottlenecks and performance of individual sections of the plant that might impact overall performance. In the general improvement section, they talked about the operational changes that could increase capacity across the board, along with the possibility of switching from chlorine to UV disinfection, alongside capital improvements for equipment that is nearing the end of its lifespan. In the temperature section, they talked about various options for cooling the water as it goes through the plant, including land applications and chillers. At the end of the presentation, they talked about the phasing of improvements to the water facility site over the next 20 years. Years 1 through 5 are designed to focus on the temperature, the cooling of the water facility. Years 6 through 10 are to focus on the headworks section of the plant, as well as equipment replacements. Years 11 through 15 also focus on equipment as well as filtration. And then finally, in years 15 through 20, which is just at the reaches of what they're able to predict, they're looking at examining the aeration basin capacity and whether they should add a second one or not. Just so you know, the City of Moscow's capital improvements plan currently covers most of Phase 1 of the Water Reclamation Facility Improvements Plan, with future additions to be added in future versions of that same capital improvements plan. Finally, after examining the whole of this study, the Council voted unanimously to accept it. Following that, the City Council held their council reports, where each of the councilors gave an update on what they have been individually up to during the past couple weeks. And of course, a big highlight from that was the Association of Idaho's Cities meetings, which all of the councilors attended this past week at some point. And once those reports were completed, the City Council adjourned for the evening. And that's the latest from the City of Moscow. If you want to take a look at that water reclamation facility plan study yourself, we will make it available in the comments. And of course, if you have any questions, let us know. This is Aiden Anderson with the Moscow Minutes. See you next time.